Mumbai, 1985. People sleeping on pavements began dying in their sleep, skulls crushed by heavy stones. The method was identical every time. The victims were always homeless, always alone. Then the killing stopped. No explanation, no conviction. 4 years later, the same pattern appeared in Kolkata. Same method, same victims, and same silence. This is the story of the Stoneman murders, where police knew what was happening but never discovered. Mid 1980s Mumbai. Thousands slept on the streets, laborers, migrants, the destitute. They had nowhere else to go. Railway stations, market corners, busy interactions became their beds. Within this invisible population, murders began. The weapons were always a stone, large, heavy, dropped with force onto the victim's head while they slept. Death was instant. No witnesses, no robbery, no apparent motive. At first, they were treated as isolated incidents. Violence against the homeless was not uncommon. But as bodies accumulated, police realized something disturbing. This was not random. By mid 1985, the connections were undeniable. 6 people dead across Matunga Vadala. All pavement dwellers, all killed at night, all struck in exactly the same way. The method revealed planning. Someone carried stones to victims or found them nearby. The attacks required proximity and silence. Victims weren't chosen for who they were, but for where they slept, alone, in the dark, unwatched. Police concluded they were hunting a single attacker. The media gave him a name, the Stone Man. Not an identity, just a placeholder for someone who remained invisible. Between 1985 and 1987, 12 confirmed victims, possibly more. Many deaths among the homeless went unrecorded. Fear spread through Mumbai's pavement communities. People who had no choice but to sleep outside began staying awake in groups. They moved locations nightly. Some kept stones nearby. If one went missing by morning, they knew someone had been there. The press coverage was inconsistent. Victims had no families demanding justice, no addresses anchoring their stories. But the strangeness of the crime kept it alive in newspapers. The phantom attacker who struck in darkness. Police increased night patrols. Officers checked on pavement dwellers, watched for suspicious activity. But Mumbai was vast. Surveillance technology barely existed. The killer remained beyond reach. Then, in 1988, the murder stopped. Just stopped. No final victim. But in 1989, the pattern reappeared. 1800 kilometers away in Kolkata. Skulls crushed, heavy stones, no witnesses. At least 9 deaths between 1989 and 1990. Some estimates go higher. The immediate question, same person? Had the killer relocated? Or was this a copycat inspired by Mumbai? In Mumbai, police had many arrests, but nothing conclusive. Some reports tried linking these crimes to Raman Raghav, Psycho Raman. Despite his earlier crimes occurred earlier and no evidence connecting him to these murders. Already in custody for separate 1960s murders. No evidence connected him. He died in 1995, never charged. Another man, identified in same accounts as Ramchandra, was detained, described as mentally ill and homeless. Reports about his involvement are contradictory. Some claim he confessed under interrogation. Others say he was released for lack of evidence. There is no verified conviction in the Mumbai case. Kolkata's outcome was even muskier. No widely reported arrest, no named suspects. The killings eventually stopped. The case disappeared into filing cabinets. The reasons are both systematic and circumstantial. Forensic technology in 1980s India was virtually non-existent. No DNA analysis, fingerprints required suspects to match. No cameras, no digital tracking, no way to connect crimes across cities. The victims were largely unidentified, no families to report them missing. Deaths weren't always autopsied, records were incomplete. Bodies were sometimes cremated before investigators recognized a pattern. Mumbai and Kolkata operated independently. Different states, different police forces, no centralized crime database. Even if one person was responsible, coordination was nearly impossible. And the uncomfortable truth: crimes against the homeless were not prioritized. These victims had no voice, no political pressure, no public outcry. When the killing stopped, the case was shelved. The Stoneman case isn't a mystery waiting for a clever solution. It's a reminder of how people can disappear from streets, from records, and from memory. Estimates ranges from 12 to over 20 victims, depending on records. We don't know all their names. We don't know if one person or several were responsible. We don't know why it stopped or whether the killer is still alive. What we know is this: a pattern existed. It was recognized, it was never explained. The case remains open in two police departments. No conviction, no closure. It stands as evidence of a system that, in the 1980s, was not equipped or not willing to protect those on the margins. These were not nameless victims, they were people. And their deaths still demand acknowledgement, even if justice never arrived.